It is Tuesday, April 9th, and the Dong Report is back in your life. I'm Matt Modai, and I have 3 MLB home run picks for you guys to lock in for today's MLB betting slate. It's admittedly been a rough go of it recently on the Dong Report. The last 9-10 days have been pretty rough, I will admit. That continued yesterday as none of our 4 players hit a home run. We had a couple close calls. Kyle Schwarber hit a ball to the moon. Unfortunately, the moon wasn't quite out of the ballpark as it was hit to the deepest part of the park. That unfortunately happens when you're betting on home runs. There's going to be high highs and there's going to be low lows. And right now we are in the middle of a low stretch. So 0-4 down 2 units yesterday. On the entire season, that now brings our loss to 5.55 units. We are down. I'm very confident that we're going to turn this thing around. Last year, we were up 61.15 units. And I posted something on Twitter that just kind of showed you the highs and lows of how last season went. I posted my profit by month. It was literally every other month we were in the green. Now, we ended the year amazing, up 61 units, but it wasn't constant green like it's been for the NBA so far this season, where we've been up literally every single month. There's high highs and low lows betting on home runs. Unfortunately, we are in a low period, but again, I'm very confident that we're going to turn this thing around. If you're still rocking with me, I appreciate it. If you're new to my channel, I would appreciate it if you could subscribe. And then for this specific video, if you like the 3 plays that I have, comment, like the video, all that good stuff does help me out a ton. But enough of that. Let's see if we can have some better luck today. Let's chat about some dongs. First up, Dodgers versus Twins game. I'm taking Shohei Otani to hit a home run, plus 260 odds at FanDuel. So Otani has been on the report before. We haven't gotten him to cash one for us yet, but hopefully that changes today. He has 3 home run on the year, so it's not like he's quite Mookie Betts, who hit one in 4 straight games, but he's been absolutely annihilating the baseball. Yes, he's got the 3 home runs, but it's so much more than that. His ISO rate, which stands for isolated power, is at 32.7%. For those of you who are unfamiliar, ISO rate, again, just measures how much power a batter has. Anything that is above 25% is considered excellent. 32.7% is awesome. And that ISO rate jumps up to 43.3% when he goes up against right-handed pitching, which is what he's facing tonight, Louis Varland for the Twins. And that ISO rate kind of was the same story last year. He had a significantly better ISO rate against righties than he did against lefties. Now, Otani is good everywhere, just a lot better against righties. His barrel rate, which measures how well you hit the barrel of the bat when you make contact, that is up to 18.2%, which is also in the excellent threshold for barrel rate. Anything 15% and above is considered excellent. And his barrel rate of 18.2%, that's the 5th highest barrel rate in the entire MLB. Obviously, it's a small sample size, but still the 15th highest. But what I really like to see with Shohei Otani is he leads the MLB in hard hits, right? In balls that were considered hard hit. He's got 24 hard hits on the year. The next closest guy is at 21. 3 higher than the next closest guy, which is crazy. And that includes a recent stretch where he has had at least 2 hard hits in each of the last 4 games. So that just goes to show you how well he's seeing the ball recently as well. And also that includes, to be in a smaller sample size, that includes yesterday's game where he literally had the 2 hardest hits of the entire day, right? His highest exit velocity actually wasn't even a home run. It ended up being a double that had an exit velocity of 110.1. That's a crazy high exit velocity. It didn't quite have the launch angle, which is why it wasn't a home run, but his other hard hit was. The second hardest hit of the day was also Shohei Otani. That did have the launch angle. That was a home run. Now, I mentioned he's going up against Twins pitcher Louis Varland. 6 at-bats against him in his career. One of those was a home run. Also happened to be his last at-bat against him as well. So we've seen Otani go on these ridiculous heaters from a home run perspective. Let's hope we can get one to start now, cashing our first play. Next up, Diamondbacks versus Rockies game. I'm taking Christian Walker to hit a home run, plus 300 odds at FanDuel. So for this play, for Christian Walker, we're backing a batter who absolutely annihilates the baseball whenever he sees the pitcher he is going up against, and that would be Cal Quantrill. He has 6 at-bats against him in his career. 3 this year, 3 last year. In those 6 at-bats, he's got 2 home runs and 1 double. So a third of the time he hits a home run, half the time he gets an extra base hit. That's really, really good. And as I mentioned, that does include a game in which these 2 teams played at the beginning of the season back on March 29th, where Walker hit a home run off him, a ball that he just annihilated. Now, Christian Walker has done pretty much all of his damage this year against right-handed pitching. That's what Cal Quantrill is for the Rockies. He's a right-handed pitcher. His ISO rate, Walker's is, against right-handed pitching is up to 34.6%. And if you're curious, against lefties, it's 5%. Literally the difference between basically me at bat versus one of the best hitters in baseball versus right versus left-handed pitching. It's a massive, massive difference. Unsurprisingly, all 3 of his home runs this year have come against right-handed pitching. And more important, not more important, but very, very importantly, he's been barreling the ball up incredibly well, right? Hitting the barrel of the bat very frequently. He's got a barrel rate of 25%. That's the second best in all of the major leagues to start this season. A barrel rate of 25% literally means a quarter of the time he makes contact with the baseball, he's barreling it up. That includes a couple hard hits yesterday. He had the second hardest hit of the game yesterday in this Rockies Diamondbacks game. Had an exit velocity of 104.5. Ended up being a single because it was had a lower launch angle. The sweet spot for launch angle is between 25 and 35 degrees. Anything that is between that threshold, 25 and 35 degrees, with an exit velocity of 95 miles per hour and higher, that's your sweet spot for home runs. That's what Kyle Schwarber did yesterday, but again, it just ended up not going out of the park. Would have been amazing if we got that to cash, but we didn't. And overall, looking at Christian Walker, he's got a hard hit percentage of 57.1%. That's the 11th best in the MLB in terms of that hard hit percentage. Now, Quantrill did have a good start in his most recent start against the Cubs, but his first start of the year was against these Diamondbacks, and he got dinged up. I'm expecting something similar to happen tonight, especially at Coors Field. Let's hope it does, and that Walker comes through for us. Next up, third and final pick of the video. Sticking in the Diamondbacks versus Rockies game, and I'm taking Nolan Jones to hit a home run at plus 525 odds at Caesars. Now, I will admit, for our spiciest play of the day in terms of odds, this one is going to take a little bit of a leap of faith as well. Nolan Jones was awesome as a rookie last year. He's had a slower start to the season this year. He's yet to hit a home run. And the limited sample size where he has at least hit the ball for power, it has come against right-handed pitching, what he's facing against the Diamondbacks, a right-handed pitcher. Now, it is a good pitcher. Another part of this that is going to require a leap of faith. Merrill Kelly is a good pitcher, but he's a pitcher that Jones actually has had success against in his career. Now, these two teams just played, I mentioned, back on March 29th. His last at-bat against Merrill Kelly was a double that he crushed that, according to Ballpark Pal, would have been a home run 63% of the time. Now, if you look at the batter-pitcher matchup, which Ballpark Pal will give you as well, this is an extreme advantage in favor of Nolan Jones, a +9 advantage, not quite a +10, which is the highest that Ballpark Pal goes, but still very good. And last year, if you allow me to go back to last year's numbers, Nolan Jones had an excellent ISO rate of 26.1% against right-handed pitching. Last year's barrel rate was at 15.7%. That's also in the excellent threshold. Now this year, as I mentioned, it has not been a great start for Nolan Jones, but he has a hard hit percentage of 58.3%. That's the 10th best in the MLB. That's better than Christian Walker, who's been barreling the ball up a quarter of the time. Yesterday, Nolan Jones had a hard hit, an exit velocity of 101.4. Another play kind of similar to the Walker one that didn't have the launch angle, so this one ended up being a single as well. The issue with Nolan Jones is he's been hitting the ball really hard. He just hasn't been able to barrel the ball up a ton. So he's seeing the ball kind of well, just not quite barreling it up. I do think that the home runs are going to start coming for Nolan Jones, so I think that the 525 odds is a pretty good price that we're getting here. Hopefully he mashes this home run, a juicy price for us. That would be incredible. And that's all we got. 3 home run predictions for you guys to lock in. If one of these 3 hits a home run, we're at least going to be in the green for today. If all 3 hit a home run, we will be rich and we will have basically wiped out all of our losses on the season. So let's hope for that. And that's all we got. Again, remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And the last thing that I mention it at the end of every video, is that I do have a Dub Club. It's where I send out all the picks that you see both on YouTube and on Twitter. It's only $5 a month, and the picks get sent directly to your phone immediately. Now, yes, the plays that I send out on Dub Club, they are the same plays that you get for free on YouTube and on Twitter. The reason why I decided to create the Dub Club is that not everybody cares about watching the YouTube videos. Some people want to tail, but they don't care about the analysis. Some people don't always have time to watch the YouTube videos, so they just get the plays sent immediately to them, and if they can watch the videos, they will. Or, and this happens pretty frequently, a lot of times by the time people watch the YouTube videos, the odds have changed. So for Dub Club, as soon as I decide what a play is, I send it out immediately. It gets sent directly to your phone via text, email, or Telegram, so you can get plays in before the odds change. Because unfortunately, I can't help it if odds move over the course of the season. So a lot of times people will watch the YouTube videos and get frustrated that the odds are different. I created a Dub Club to combat that. Again, it's only $5 a month because I recognize you can get everything for free. And if you would rather pay the best price of free and get everything on YouTube and on Twitter, that's totally fine with me. I just like to give people the option. And now that's all we got. Appreciate everybody for watching, and have a good one.